welcome in. Welcome back to Do It For The Story. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stacey.
We're figuring out how to start us off today. Cheers.
Ah! Oops. Billy McSpillers is with us. Okay. Cheers. For those why we cheers.
It was full.
Good vibes today. Speaking of vibes, a couple of folks have asked about.
Got them
We
good
mentioned
vibrations.
What are we drinking? In some episodes, we've had Vibations, THC electrolyte drinks. We bought ours at our local dispensary, Thrive in Annapolis. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
But these are great little packets. We're not sponsored by Thrive or Vibations yet, but they have, some of them have caffeine, some of them don't. Some of them are just the electrolytes. They come in different flavors, lemon lime.
They're
sweet
great.
tea.
As per the website, they're great pre-workout. Okay, so it's Sunday. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. Beautiful weather here in Annapolis, Maryland. We've had, yesterday I was outside, I think, all day long. No, I was from 12 hours, actually, from 8:30 to 8:30. Started the day with you, with Morgan at a yard sale down at
EYC.
Yeah, at EYC in Annapolis.
Yeah. Fantastic little yard sale.
Great. I was pumped to go. So let me tell people how this goes down. One, I did have the event on my calendar because I saw it in the Naptown Scoop local newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
A couple weeks ago. And I'm like, I've got to remember to go to this because last year
We cleaned up.
I didn't remember it was happening or like day of.
Yeah,
we
we just
happened to be in town.
randomly, yeah.
I got some great.
You got
items.
that really cute shirt.
Yeah, like
I still
yeah.
am jealous of that shirt.
I know everybody is. I get so many compliments.
I should borrow it. Stacey,
It's one of my go-to
I know I could do a borrow
boat items.
one time.
Once or twice. We'll see. But yesterday we got a good loot.
Oh my God.
I'll say you got a good loot.
Angel got a good loot.
Angel got a good loot.
I mean, okay, so we need to set the scene of this yard sale.
Yes.
Okay, so Eastport Yacht Club is, as you all know, we live in Annapolis, Maryland, but in Annapolis, Maryland, just like any other city, there are different neighborhoods. And so we are over in Eastport, which, you know, some might say we're on the other side of the bridge.
It's just the Water Girl neighborhood.
It's a Water Girl neighborhood. It's also, some might say it's a little more chill. You see the hippie vibes over here a little bit more.
There's still people everywhere.
No, I just mean there's the general vibe.
Historically, we're more chill.
Of Eastport versus downtown is Eastport.
We're the Maritime Republic of Eastport. We're
This
actually our
was-
little own.
Exactly. It's our own little, I don't even, what do they even
I need to
call
get
that?
Cecil
I know, we need
JD.
to
They
get
always
that.
are telling me the whole story of
Right.
what that actually means and how.
Right. But anyway, even way back, Eastport was the beach summer. These were the beach houses and stuff like that, the summer vibes. So of the rich folk. And so it's always been that, you know, a little slower, a little different.
Yeah, we're just chill over here.
Chill over here. And so Eastport Yacht Club.
And a little quirky. In a good way.
Totally. And Eastport Yacht Club is down on the water, beautiful views. And so they have this yard sale every year, same time. And so Stace and I, this year, we were like, we're going to be there. We're going to be there first thing. We're going to like be there while they're setting up and like get our eyes on. So we head down and.
Well, before that, we thought it started at 9.
Well, you know, but Joe told me though that he was like, it's 8:30. He said it was on the flyer. Somewhere
we had it in our minds. It
miscommunication.
was at 9. And
Yeah.
so I had set my alarm because I was so tired.
I was so glad you were up because I was like, do I call her? But you, yeah.
Just to know I was going to run down there, and I wake up just before or around 8, and I have a voice memo from Morgan and a text that are like, yard sale starts at 8:30. Need to be bell. Actually, first it was like the bell's going to go off because they ring a bell when it starts. First bell's at 8:30, so need to be down there. And then it was a text like, yard sale starting early, and then people started shopping before the bell rang. So Morgan is down there early, or hears that people are shopping before the bell.
No, it was Joe, because we're members of the yacht club, and so Joe saw like a flyer. Someone said something to him.
Good looks, JD.
Yeah, and he let me know because he knows I'm passionate about it. I had said to him yesterday morning, or like the night before. It was the night before. I go, I don't know. I just have a good feeling that I'm going to get like a really good shirt.
If you're not watching, I literally just looked at Morgan and my jaw dropped like, oh my God.
The night before.
Well, that's because also, know, she loves a good thrift. We all love a good thrift, but Morgan's very passionate. She's mentioned in other episodes about the vintage items.
Yeah, actually, give me 30 seconds of courtesy to give an aside of I have been a thrifter since like birth.
Yeah, well, we talked about it in the 20s episode.
In the 20s episode. So, right. So go back and listen to that. But so like I've always loved a thrift.
Yeah.
And when I moved to DC, I was able to like take it to the next level and I had to go into the office, yada, yada. So I still am in that. And when I moved into my apartment, everything, like all of my furniture, everything was totally like thrifted. And so I was just thinking as I was, you mentioning that is making me think of yesterday. I had this, or this week, because we're, as an aside, we'll come back to it, but we're staying on the boat this week. And so I was thinking how even though I'm basically like car camping, we're staying like at a marina.
Right.
And so it's a very casual situation, right? And I'm like, even though I'm staying on this boat, I'm still styling myself every day. Like this is not my DC heyday of like, what I'm wearing into the office in my heels, but I am totally in my cute little, and I know you're looking at me like, of course, but not everybody's like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do the same thing when
totally.
Even like you're saying, it's just like even packing a bag. I
want to look cute.
I always look.
I have
cute.
a style.
Like,
I want to have like a look. Yeah, and it's not even about like understand. It was really I related to so much. I was listening to Emma Chamberlain's podcast. What is it? Emma Chamberlain knows. I don't know, something like that. But Emma Chamberlain's podcast, and she said something like. She was talking about making decisions, and she said something about, do I want to look interesting or do I want to look cute? Like, do I she's like, do I want to wear the tight, dress that makes my, butt and my boobs look great? Or do I want to wear like the quirky, oversized? And it was just fun. I felt so related to it because yes, there's times where I do want to look saucy, whatever, but my typical vibe is I want to look interesting. And like Joe will just literally look at me. He's like, I don't know how you put that together and it somehow looks good, but you also look ridiculous at the same time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Morgan's more of a baggier fit menswear.
Love menswear.
In this era of your life, menswear. I mean,
bright
it's different
colors.
Now working from. I tend to always be. I think my vibe's always been a little bit more sporty, casual, tight fitting. I always like fitted, not like it just was more comfortable for me. I have like a smaller waist and a bigger butt, like clothes wise. So I always
the clothes that were available to you were definitely the ones that were more of like they're stretched there.
Yeah, yeah.
So feeling good. Yeah,
I mean, you notice now I have on like a tight like mock neck, but like a wider.
I don't know what it is. I just have always liked the mask, even bringing masculine energy to something that is. I mean, why not?
Not in a bad way.
No, I know, but it's true.
It's fine. I have high testosterone.
You know what's funny? So. Exactly. You know what's funny? On the Him and Her podcast, The Skinny Confidential, they were literally talking about this with a recent episode of where Whitney, what's her name, the comedian? You totally know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Whitney Cummings. She was on, and they were talking about, that masculine energy and how Whitney Cummings and what's Lauren from The Skinny Confidential, just being like, having that like that leaning type of energy. And it was cute. Michael was saying, basically that's what he's attracted to, and just I was like, yeah,
love it, guys.
I love it.
No, but I had to say with the thrifting.
Yeah.
Totally. It's like, because yes, we did it at the yard sale, but
anyway,
the yard sale too is what was really cool about the yard sale.
But yes, so
is
set
because
the scene
a yard sale, I'm not a yard sale girl by meaning like when I go thrifting, antiquing, that's not usually my shtick. I'm not going out on a Saturday like let's drive around. No, like hate on those who aren't, but that's why I was so excited for this yard sale is because it's already curated a bit. this was at a marina. So you're like, okay, these are boating people, active, whatever. So last year, the gear that I got was specific, it's like boat shirts and stuff. And that's like what you got. You got like a pretty sick life jacket.
Great life jacket. I mean, $10 really nice,
it was like a Mustang.
Brand new.
Is that the brand?
Yeah, I think it is.
They're not cheap.
Yes,
they're
really
expensive.
Nice it was like brand new. And that's where I got all Angel life jackets last year.
Yeah, I got kids life jackets.
I mean, you got a tube.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, everything from like that bike attachment, amazing thing. I mean,
bike rack.
The amount of money that I spent, I saved an insane amount of money.
I got a $20 tube for the boat with the lines.
Yeah, that's
for
typically
$25.
Like $150, probably full package.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I was like,
we cleaned up.
So we did that. We went down to the yard sale. But also at the yard sale, we like shopped around, and then it was cute because they had food, mimosas, and like, of course, drinks, coffee. And then you ran into a bunch of people.
How they set it up like that.
Like we would.
Oh yeah, and well, yeah. Actually, so let me set the tone real quick. So if you're not from, a sailing town or a boating town, so this is just a local yacht club that yes, you're a member of, but also they do like community things, or of course, like they're going to invite whoever to, the yard sale. So you really are like, people are doing, like Stacey and I are doing loops around this freaking.
Yeah, because people are coming in.
Doing continuous loops, and you're talking, you're seeing all these people,
Right.
I mean, it is like social hour to a T, and all these like, I just ADHD on the high tilt, people running around. It was just,
but
it was
I loved
hysterical.
it too, because then I show up, and then Angel's there, and he's got his loot, which was like little kid chairs, and he had a bunch of stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
And he didn't want to get out of or move from whatever he was doing.
He's never been
and
so
I said,
still.
There's more stuff to get. Let's, Auntie's going to buy you something.
Yeah.
And then the best was you weren't standing there. He asked me to get him a blender that was made in like 1989. He was like, what about this?
What did you think he was going to use it for?
I think cooking.
I mean, he knows we have a blender.
I said that. I said, I know your mom has one. Probably. I mean, he was playing with it. He wanted me to get cross country skis.
Well, I didn't know there were cross country skis there.
They were old.
I wouldn't have used them though. No. Those are hard. you need to just. But we don't live in an area where we were
chilling, and then like they had breakfast and whatever, and then you ran into people that you.
Oh yeah, we ran into all these people. And we're also staying at a marina this week. So we're like down at that end of town, But so we're staying at a marina because we're Airbnb-ing our house this week. So we went so when you left, we had like no reason to leave EYC, because it's like this club that like they have a playground on, and like there's tons of food, and there's just like people are hanging out. It's like a community space, so we have no reason to leave. And so Angel's there with these other kids having a blast, and I recognize one of the moms, and yada yada yada. We were like connected through. We're on like a text chain together for a mom's group of like some of us that live in like the same few block radius.
Love that.
We're like starting to hang out because we're like, we all know each other, but like, let's just like make time. Anyway, yada, yada, had a blast.
That's awesome.
With these women. And just like, it felt like, it really did feel like hanging out with like friends that I'm used to hanging out with, like from home and like different other stages of life. Like
I think that's the difference too, because it is like, even when you moved to Annapolis, you were already working remote.
Yeah.
I'm working remote. A lot of people do work remote. It's harder to like find out who's there.
And that's literally what
unless
happened.
You're in a thing. And like when you move here and you're in a relationship or you're married, like we were. Yeah. I'm not worried about like the social support. And we had like our own little family. We had like war here. Obviously you have your in-law, like many, sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws, whatever, living here. And then like we had our little
group.
Right.
But
it's always nice to
nice to add in to our point and go back, listen to last week's episode. Because friends, it is always nice to add in new friends, because just here in Annapolis, I don't have many like mom friends, you know, and like mom friends that have kids that are my exact
your
age and my age.
Yeah.
And like, and also I think because I always have had an older sister, and then I've always been used to hanging out, and younger sisters, I've always been great at hanging out with ages much older than me and much younger than me. Like that's just very easy.
Right.
And I just have not had any moms that were my age or older than me around here.
Yeah.
And it was
closer
like
generation. Cause you kind of skip over to the, like, you have a lot of friends who are mothers with children your age.
Yeah.
Like literally your age, you know, like grown kids, like their grandparents.
Right. That are in this area. Right.
Which
like,
you can learn so much from, but it's different when you're like, we're going through this
we're going through the exact same thing. And like our kids can hang out while you and I are hanging out kind of thing. And proximity, exactly. And so the only time I was really getting that is when I'm back home with my friends from back home, or if I'm like in New York. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
not around
it's
here.
Not to say that you do have friends here who are moms with kids that age, but when it is that, like, also more of a network.
Exactly.
Because just like we talked about in the other episode, everybody, if you had 3 friends who are moms with kids of the same ages, that means you're dealing with 3 people with however many different schedules in that household.
Right.
So like casting a wider net and finding like-minded folks. So when it's a friend of yours, not just you showing up rogue to like a random mom's workout class.
Right.
Like it's different. You already know there's been some vetting and connections.
Right. Exactly. And so that's what I think everyone's been excited about. We all have known each other or knew someone else that they're connected to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was very much exactly like you're saying. Like
it's like bringing a single. It's like when they had those parties for like, not that I ever went to one. So, but bring a single friend that's cool for other people to hook up with. You know,
it literally is like the same. It literally is like the same thing with this new moms like text chain. It's not like it's not like a Facebook group. Like these are people that were like. We know each other,
and you don't have
to
do that.
Like we're not starting like an Instagram thing. No one's trying to make like a brand here. We're just women in the same community hanging out.
Exactly, and you're all coming in kind of at that same, I don't know, foundation of the friendship level. Yes. Where then, like with this is again from what I've heard from different friends of mine who are in different areas that they didn't like live in for a long time. And like, I know one of my girlfriends, there's like a WhatsApp group that she's on, and she's like, which is great. I'm appreciative of it. But that's like the first interaction. Yeah. Kind of. She's like, it was this digital thing where you're still like almost doing this. I'm
doing like a Hinge or whatever
exactly. That's exactly what she said.
I don't feel like doing that.
She's like, it's almost like, again, then I don't know when they show up, where this is like just to be invited in. That's awesome. I love that. I love that you made those connections. Like we said, takes a village.
And then the nice thing was kind of to your point of, it being vetted was then we realized, again, because there were already overlapping connections, but then you realize too that even those overlapping connections of how like this group of women's text chain started had nothing to do with then the fact that like all of us overlap in different ways, and we found out that like we all know this same one person, and like it just, I don't know, just interesting. Energy attracts energy.
It would, exactly. I was going to say it'll be too complicated to follow the connections.
And I don't need to do that. But
Morgan
I'm just saying,
explained it to me this morning, and that was literally my response was, that's energy attracting energy. That is so weird that you all are connected to this person who is like
my vibe,
such an energy like such good, a welcoming person that it was just strange. But so that's why it was,
and it made me feel good because I was already having a great time. And then when I heard that, I was like, oh no shit, no wonder we all no wonder
you're like I'm in, I'm fully.
It was fun. So anyway, I'm riding on that social high.
Hopefully the next mom happy hour you can be there.
Yeah, I know, because Joe had to work.
I know. It's
this
like the
week,
one
so
time I
couldn't.
actually was not here on a Friday.
I know. And anyway, so it was totally fine. But they had a great time. It was just cute. That was why I recognized
But then
them.
so it was great that you, even though you missed the happy hour, that they had the day before you.
Yeah, and
still
they
got to
literally, just to show how much, like, I had kind of met them before, but, like, wasn't, 100% on, I've overlapped with these people before. The way that, again, like, back to our previous episode of, like, we all have introvert, extrovert. I had to step out of my comfort zone and admit that, like, I think I recognize you from a photo from this text chain. Is this you? And, like,
Right.
even though
You
I thought
did
maybe
do
I'd met
that.
her before, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't, in that moment, I wasn't necessarily like, I really want to be a little awkward right now. But, like, I knew if I did, and she said yes. And then we ended up having the best day.
Yeah,
We spent
that's
4
awesome.
hours together. So
That's awesome. Love it. And that's what was, because you guys, so you, like you were saying, so you met the mom friends, and then tonight you're on the boat?
No, we're back in the house. So that was the reason, I guess I did mention that we're, we're staying on the boat this week. And so the reason we're staying on the boat is because we had Airbnb'd our house. So our side hustle is we Airbnb whenever we're, like, out of town or want to do something,
Right.
like a certain weekend, whatever. And so we were supposed to take a trip, and we go, like, stay with friends. So we had planned the dates, but we didn't have to do much other planning because we had a guaranteed place to stay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then we realized, oh, shoot, we just Airbnb'd our house and planned a trip the first week of Angel's school.
Flood
And
the
then,
comment section.
Yeah, I was like,
Just kidding.
I was like, I mean, we definitely were like, do we care? It's pre-K, but then we were kind of like, yeah,
for
let's just
his
have it for him, routine and
routine.
all the things. So, like, you know what? It'll be fun. Let's just stay on
Yeah.
the boat. We'll get a marina slip and we'll just, like, stay on the boat. So yeah, we had a time. Like, it was, we had so much fun, honestly. Like, we were outside just constantly.
It was great
we're outside
weather.
people already, but
it
when
was
you're
really like September this week.
yeah, it was perfect weather. And when you're outside people already, meaning, like, we do like to, like, oh, it's a Wednesday night, like, let's go down, take the boat out,
Or
do a
just
little fishing.
Even without the fishing stuff, let's just go outside,
Right.
be outside.
Go outside, be outside, walk. But it still is more complicated when you're leaving the house to get down to, the boat or the water,
it's a
or
process.
a little bit more time when you're, like, wrapping up your workday and stuff. And it was just living on the boat we were just in it constantly,
Yeah.
which was super fun.
So Angel was entertained.
So Angel was highly entertained. He's crabbing and fishing, and I mean, we were doing all the things, and then just, like, gazing at the stars at night.
And it's because, and that's the thing too. We say this, it's like a sailboat is very different than a powerboat. We'll get into that later.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Morgan's sailboat is basically like
It's a camper. It's a camper, yeah, on the water.
Like, and even Joe and I actually did our first overnight in Water Girl
Yeah.
the other day, and we went to St. Mike's.
Love
We
that.
went to St. Michael's.
You know you're local when you say St. Mike's.
I just love saying St. Mike's. And I was laughing with Joe saying, like, the last time, kind of two things how that tied in. Last time I had been to St. Michael's via the water was when I was with you and JD and Mimi and then a couple of the other friends on Mary Lou. We did a sailboat race. We did the Miles River race. This is like 2017. And we also, and I say that too, just to give there were 8 adults that all stayed on this sailboat. So when you're like, she had her kid on a boat for a week, like,
I mean, it's
like
small.
a,
okay,
it's not
no,
like
you're right. I can explain it
yeah.
perfectly. It's literally, okay, so, Google sailboat, if you don't know what, like, the standard,
Google
like,
J30.
Image. Yeah, it's J30. But you, in the front, it's essentially like a queen bed that goes down to a V, like the point of the boat. In the middle, each couch is like, a kid could sleep there. There's a little.
I slept on
anyway, yada yada. There's several. Yeah, there's technically on this boat you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 adults.
Okay.
But so yes, so we have basically one couch has all of our clothes on it. One couch has Stormy on it because our dog was staying with us too. One couch has Stormy on it. She does great on the boat. And then we have, it's basically like, it's a refrigerator, but it's a cooler on the boat. It's not like actually, powered to put ice in it. And then, there's like a ton of, not
little
a ton, but little compartments,
things,
where you kind of like shove stuff.
Yeah, and a toilet.
So
whatever.
like it's just like when if anyone has ever gone camping, car camping, camping in a trailer or a camper. It's the exact same thing.
But then the thing about it too is like even though on the water, like you guys have your little boat or a little there's like a toilet and sink and stuff. They were staying at a marina, so it has like nice bathrooms.
Really nice bathroom.
It's like going to like a nice gym. Well, not every marina's like that, obviously, but like
but some of them are. It's like a nice gym vibe of like a bathroom that you totally wouldn't mind showering in. If anything, you're like, oh, this is really nice.
Right. I had to give detail because
we're not like using. There's no shower on the boat. We don't have a boat like that. We don't want to use the toilet on there. We're sleeping next to there's a curtain next to where the toilet is. You don't want to go to the bathroom.
Well, there's like a little door.
The door is blocks the door, door, then the toilet, then the sleeping area. So the toilet and the sleeping area are in the same area. There's literally a curtain.
That's right.
So we go and use the marina bathroom and all that. I'm dead. So
no, but but anyway, I'd say the adding of like how the accommodations are for curious minds. But the last time I was dying that we did the overnight, it was awesome. We had an amazing time because same thing, you can rent a slip down there. We actually didn't get to end up going the one night we had bad weather. But you rent it, but we still went to that marina to like hang out and,
nice. Oh wait, which marina did you, the same one that we stayed at down there?
No, because that one was a little further out of town. That was actually like Miles River.
I should have even told you.
We stayed like right downtown in St. Michael's.
I was going to say, cause there's, I think they're Maritime Museum.
They do, but you have to be a member of their Maritime Museum to use the slips there. But we didn't mind because this other one, it had like amenities, and then they also had like bikes. They've
got great. That's what I always love down there. That they have the bikes with the marina.
So and again, next to it, if you wanted to rent a golf cart, they have golf cart rentals, and so it was cool.
Yeah. So when we say marina, so think of marina like if you're going, to a campsite, you know, that's
at a pool and
there's
bar,
a pool and exactly same kind of thing.
Showers, bathroom. People rave in the reviews about the bathrooms. They were nice.
Yeah, same.
But so we chilled. We did the St. Michael's thing, bumped around. But I was telling Joe I was dying when we were getting there because we passed this marina that I had stayed at previously with Morgan and Donahue, and so I have to take us back. Because I think this is also, when we talk about different story and sharing the story of this in particular, this trip. So, again, it's 2018.
Which we did, so to explain, the same boat, it's Mary Lou's, the same sailboat. Of the boat, the same sailboat.
That Morgan and Joe have. And I remember, this was Memorial Day weekend 2018. They're like, hey, we're going to do this sailboat race. I don't know if you guys are free. I had asked, sisters and I. So our sister Mimi and I were like, okay, we're in. I the day before wasn't feeling well or something. And I was like, I just want to let you guys know I may bail on the trip. I don't know if it'll be. And there seemed to be, this should have been my first morning. There seemed to be, which I wasn't really picking up on at first. I was confused by it. I was like, oh, that's really nice. They really want me to come. More of an almost Morgan came at it from concern, oh, I feeling better. Just don't even worry about it. Just tell us last minute. I'm like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't want to worry about it. So I may come in. I didn't understand there was a need for me. JD kind of then was a little more urgency. And you're not going to come now? What? And I was like, I'm just not sure. So anyway, I then was like, okay, I'm feeling better. I go. I had never been on the sailboat with you guys in a race. I had only been with you, I don't know, going
cruising,
to Cantlers or something.
They call it cruising. Just cruising and racing.
Just throwing up the spinnaker and sailing down the Severn.
I mean, you may throw the spinnaker when you're cruising, but we don't usually. I'm saying that in a sailing term, joking.
But so of course, so anyway, I just had to say that because then we get to the boat and like I said, Mimi's in this, no pun intended, Mimi's in the same boat as me, where like she also hasn't done the sailing race. We don't know shit about sailing. And we get there and the Donahues have enough gear to outfit a full crew. I'm like, where did y'all get all these jackets and overalls?
Now you see, though, you can acquire this stuff so easily because somebody stops needing it. And like, I mean, I still get friends handing me this stuff that like, they're like, I don't use it anymore.
I went from showing up to probably in like, I don't know, like sweatpants as my like, because it was chilly.
Yeah.
To then I have like full suspenders.
You need like, it's essentially think of it like as you need a windbreaker.
Yeah.
Because you literally, you know, you're sailing, you need wind. So you can get chilly if you like, you don't want to wear cotton. Like that's not the thing.
Right.
So yeah, we're like outfitting everyone, getting them ready for the race. But I guess, I hadn't really. So
but I was gonna say, but do you remember though what I had on for gear for shoes?
Oh, well, you didn't have on any shoes, and I wasn't thinking of it in the moment. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, we're not gonna," because you had like flip flops or something.
Yeah, Mara and I had flip flops,
and I was like, "Oh, just don't even worry about it." Because here's the thing, and then so you get on the boat. I was dying laughing at thinking about this morning, that you guys then get on the boat, and JD and one of the other crew who's like, you know, also like Donahue, a lot of experience, was like, why don't you guys have shoes on? Like you're gonna break a toe.
Yeah.
And Stacey's like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna break a toe.
I thought like I truthfully thought I would be sitting on a boat, not doing anything. Just like, if you want, this is also how JD.
Did you think you were gonna kind of be in a bikini, like sunning?
No, I just thought like literally like just, chilling. I thought I was going to be chilling. Because JD at other times had been like, you really got to go down there Wednesday nights, go to EYC and like learn how to sail. You can just go sit on someone's boat. And every other time I just thought it was like, okay. He was like, seriously, he made it like when I was single and would come down here and stay with you guys, he made it like like I could bring a bottle of rosé and be drinking.
That's literally, I'm laughing so hard because he would say that, and that, yes, you can just randomly get on the boat, but what they expect you to do is fucking participate them. They
It's help. And let me tell you
it's
what.
hands. So back to the race. Yeah.
So first, JD, God love you, because you were safety and we're in race day. So we got to, there's a list of checks and balances and
you got to do them all.
And also start times and all this. So it's a little hectic just to get going. Like,
yeah. So Stacey's saying start time. So literally when we say this is a sailing race,
it's a regatta. It was a fucking regatta. I didn't know I really was like thinking it was your guys' like little crew fun, we're doing a race, but I'm like, oh, okay. Like we're in it.
No, this is from point A to point B. Point A is Annapolis. Point B is St. Michael's, which
St. Mike's,
depending upon, so even if by Powerboat, you just did the drive. So how long did it take you? 45 minutes. So that means they have a fast Powerboat, takes 45 minutes to get there.
And
that
this was also in shitty weather.
Yeah.
When we did it.
Yeah. So that means sailing wise, it could be fast. It could be 2 hours, 3 hours. It could be 7.
Nobody told me that.
Because it's racing. You're racing to the wind. You can't turn your motor on. So we were out there. How many hours were you on the water in the fucking sun?
I honestly don't. It felt like 8 hours. It felt like a long.
It was a long day because we didn't get in until it was like sunset. Remember?
Yes, and that was like you're saying that would have been May, so I get it. It wouldn't have been sunset at like.
It was definitely 6 or 7 hours. I swear.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was.
And the thing is, the weather that day too. It wasn't super. It was chilly in the morning, so we were like layered up. But I remember because I've been joking. Also, part of the pitch was this is when I was single, so I'm going to jail again with their dupe and swoop. Are like, oh my gosh, that was Morgan's angle too, and like convincing me they'll be like hot guys, like
there typically are hot guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of different sailboats. So then at the end, when we get to this marina where we're staying, there's an after party, and so I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. Like, let's make this happen. First of all, just the guys that I see immediately, I'm like, okay, one in particular may or may not have been on our boat. I'm like, who is this?
Yeah. Taken. I was like, oh, nice. And
I'm like, no, and his girlfriend,
actually,
she was lovely.
Yeah, and actually,
she was great.
Yeah, I was like, actually, his girlfriend's gonna meet us at the end. Like, she's like working or something. Like, yeah,
No,
just
she
amazing.
was with us.
Oh, was she on the whole race?
Sailed with us. Yeah,
I thought she sailed back.
No, your
she
other
down
girlfriend.
too?
It was
Oh, that's right. The other girlfriend. She only
your
sailed
other
back.
friends. Yeah. But anyway, so we were setting sail. But while we're on our way there, like I said, it was a little bit chilly, and Mimi and I don't know what we're in for, but realize the urgency of why we really are needed is because.
You need weight.
We need weight. So we were literally the tack team, just going. And if you don't
back
know,
and forth,
like most
forth.
probably don't, because I didn't. A lot of lines, a lot of ropes on a sailboat. So when Morgan says too about, I did get my foot caught in a line that day,
sure.
and says about having the shoes on. I did for a second. I panicked. Didn't want to tell JD. Mimi and I, because it almost happened to her, and we both were just looking at each other like, okay, we're not saying shit. Like, we survived.
Oh my
but
God.
I was like, ow. But when you transfer, you're literally crawling under ropes, crawling to the other side of the boat, and you're doing it when JD, who was the captain, is saying tacking in 3, 2, 1. I'm still like, I'm trembling a little bit.
So let me give people a quick understanding of the tacking is so you continue to use the wind. You got to kind of go back and forth, follow the wind to push you in the direction you want to go. So when you are tacking, you're moving the boat into the other direction to continue to catch the wind, to keep going as fast as you can. And so when you are tacking, that means the sails are going to come across the boat, and a lot of things, like, you can get smacked in the face.
Right, because there's
the beam.
When Morgan's saying the sails in the beam, think of a metal beam that's
huge
going
beam.
across
the boat.
This boat. So you're ducking down. You're
And
crawling
now they're
underneath
crawling underneath back and forth. And me, JD, the other crew that we regularly not even regularly, these people I think were all recruited. This is the beginning of us. We're back there like we're cranking on these.
You're cranking and
on these winches
sails,
and
I mean,
it's like
bow,
a whole.
You're banging shore. We're banging.
I will
shore.
say, if you learn how to sail on a J30, you can probably sail almost anything, because it's all complicated. It's all by hand. Right. I mean, talk about the difference between a powerboat, like you going down to St. Mike's, versus a sailboat. It's apples and oranges.
There's a lot of bells and whistles.
There's a lot of bells and whistles.
For an ADHD girly like me, I'm like, I'm ready to lay. So I did also die, because there were Mimi. I'm looking at Mimi, and then she's looking at me, and I'll never forget Mimi's face at one point was just like, fuck this. She may have said it to me, actually, like, probably. Fuck this. And I was like, yeah, let's go under. Or we were taking breaks going underneath.
Yeah, totally.
And then being like, we're on service.
Yeah,
you know, okay.
Then at that point, we're starting to drink. Because I will say that too. It is fun in the sense of, like, you're not the only time that we would say stay sober. I mean, this is in our, we're in our 30s.
Yeah.
And, no kids, whatever, doesn't matter. But I'm saying, like, of course we're going to have fun and be partying while we're doing this. But we
start early in the morning.
Right,
so I'm like,
right. Not in the, but I'm saying too, like, unless the wind is howling and you're like, it's unsafe for us to be drinking. Like, we're
having a good time. We were throwing beers around. And then Mimi and I were because we kind of thought it was a little bit more of, we were going to be on the boat, just needed to stay out of the way. And I'm like, oh no. And when there wasn't a lot of wind or parts we needed to, we're crawling back and forth. And you kind of like, it's also, you're sailing. So you're not like flat the whole time, like even plane. You're like, okay, we're really tilting this way or that way. So anyway, it was an experience. But during that, I also was joking with JD saying, okay, I don't know anything about sailing. You're telling me there's going to be these hot guys. Give me some terminology.
Yes.
So I was just, if you need to know, and I would told people, remember I did tell some guy that I was running bow.
Yes.
And he was like, wow, that's impressive. You were doing bow. I was like,
Dude, bow on a J30. I haven't even ever done bow on a J30.
I did not do
intense.
That was not my role. But he was impressed. And, I was just then losing my shit. A lot of it. I'll repost some of the old content.
Well, and remember, we kept saying that line was bang 'em hard, because it's literally a sailing term.
Bang 'em hard.
Bang 'em
and
hard.
They kept saying we were banging. And when people were like, oh, how'd you guys, the best. Okay, so I'm jumping around. We get through the race. I don't remember where we finished.
Who knows?
But at the end of the race, there's an award ceremony. And like Morgan was saying, at this point, we've been
Everyone
out
has
there.
been drinking, not just us. This is every boat.
Some of these
has
boats,
been drinking since early.
People were rocked
at this award ceremony.
Rocked and rowdy. It was hysterical.
I was in tears.
We were all in tears, and everyone at this point is disheveled.
Yes, because they're sweaty.
You look miserable. I remember also, this is actually something I totally forgot when we were prepping. Morgan talking about her loving her styling of her. She's also like, I brought, like a cover up and like a chambray top. You throw it on.
I know what you're going to say.
Morgan's like, oh my gosh, you need to take this fanny pack, like cinch the waist. Da, da, da. I walk in there. There's all the, God love them. I'm like, nobody's single here. There maybe was one boat other of like young people, but I'm like, it was mainly older guys. And I say older, like parental or parents' age. A lot of boomers.
There was a lot of,
but there were younger boats. There were just a lot of people.
Gen X boomers.
There were a lot of
couples. Yeah.
But it was a scene. The award ceremony. I mean, literally, the person that was emceeing, I remember, couldn't even like people just yelling out.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was honestly an absolute mess, and it was hysterical. We had a blast.
Hysterical.
But the way that evening ended, remember
God.
it was late, and yes, they had food when we got in, but then it was so late we went into town.
Oh my God.
Went to the pizza place. We were a mess.
Everybody was a mess. I think at that point in the day we all were tired. And
I think we had to like walk into, remember?
Yeah,
we got a ride.
You're right.
There were no cars. There was no Uber. There's no Uber there. St. Michael's is not an easy place to Uber.
And I feel like I honestly was thinking that the other day.
I think we had to walk. We walked a long time, I think. I think we walked in and we got rides home or something like that.
Yeah, because I think we all tried to fit. We had like one car between the whole boat or something.
Yeah, because the one friend of ours had to work. So she drove down, and that's the only car that was available because everyone else came down on the boat. And there was like 10 of us. We all ended up going to this pizza place. We are a mess in there. We get back. Continue to party. Remember, we had a late night party. Everyone from the marina was hanging out on our boat.
You're right.
We went all night. There was literally like 20 people around the boat all night.
I'm remembering this now because I'm remembering now the next morning. People were like, oh, you guys were at Mary Lou. Mary Lou was
the spot last night.
We were like, woo, spot.
We had a full-on party there. And then there ended up being, it was 10 to 12 people spent the night on that boat.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Then, okay, that's actually because wasn't there seriously someone random there in the morning up on top? Somebody passed out.
Probably.
Mimi during the post-party celebration is at one point, I'm like, are you good? And she's like, I'm just still feeling like really like I'm on a boat.
She had been seasick like earlier. She was like not feeling necessarily that great when she got off the boat.
And it was really rocky. Yeah, so she was like, okay, I'm just going to drink a lot of water at dinner and whatever.
Yeah, so I tell her,
oh my God.
I'm like, Mimi, hey, we know that person's boat. Okay, so let me explain. This is another aside.
She was feeling so bad that she's like, I like don't think I can. I feel like she got sick.
Yeah, she might have.
And we're in St. Michael's. It's all like inns. You can't. I was trying to like hotel tonight.
Yeah, no, there's no
and there's like no room
Inn
unless
Express.
you're staying at the Inn at Perry cabin for like $1,000 a night.
Yeah, there's no place to stay. And so I'm like, you know what, Mimi? I'm like, I know that boat over there because understand this. So we're on a Sailboat J30. We're rocking. Like you're literally all night long.
All night long.
You know, this is
like you're in a hammock.
Yeah, like you're in a hammock. This is why literally right now I still feel like I'm on a boat, and I will for the next 3 days because that's just what happens. Like you constantly feel like you're on a boat.
After we were last weekend.
Yeah. And so anyway, so I'm like, Mimi, that boat over there was like a what's it called? Like a catamaran style. So it's like more, it was a
powerboat that
it has two. You think of it, a catamaran rather than one single hull. It has the two, so it's like think of it like a triangle versus a rectangle bottom. You know, so it's going to sit more, not rock as much. So I was like,
it also had like these double doors. Remember in the back?
Yes.
So it's like stepping onto this boat, like you're stepping into like a living room.
Yes. Right. So it's much more ease of entry, much more like you can just lay down flat. There's no very opposite of what her very rocking situation would have been on the
and
J30.
You were more above.
Yeah, exactly. Above the waterline more. And so I go, Mimi, I just lied to her. I said, I know whose boat that is over there. Just go sleep on that boat.
And they said you could stay on it.
They said you could stay on it because clearly, like, it was a live aboard.
Yeah.
A boat, not live aboard, excuse me, the opposite. It was a boat that was there and no one was there. No one's going to come. This is, 1 in the morning.
You like did a little
peek in
and the door was open.
Peek and the door was open. And so yada, yada, yada. In the morning, JD is like looking out there. He's like, what? Where's Mimi? Next thing you know, like 20 minutes later, she comes rolling out of there. I go, I told her to stay on that boat last night.
We were.
It was definitely
and
like
Morgan
had been drinking and totally like was like just made a decision in the moment, sleep on this random boat.
But then we're like at breakfast, and like you said, that's when everybody's giving us the accolades. We get the real award for the longest party.
Longest party, yeah.
And then I'm thinking,
and everyone had a good time.
Right.
People were happy that we were like ready to turn up. The young kids. And that was my thing. I was like, y'all, I know you sailed down here with us. You did the race. That's hard work. Like, now let's have a good time.
They're like, we know we duped you guys. So
but
here's
now
a
we're
couple
gonna
of
party.
drinks. No, but so I'm thinking, okay, we did it. We survived it. We had fun. You can say you did a sailing race. And we get back on the boat. And we're packing up our gear. And JD says, I'm looking and the wind looks kind of to be like yesterday, not a lot of wind. Well, first actually says two things. That people were racing back to Annapolis the next day. Mm-hmm. So first he asked, does any of you guys want to race back? And I said, get the fuck out of here. No, we're not doing this again.
He's like, you want to race? He said, you want to race or motor? And you were basically.
No, but so it was two. It was like, do we want to race? And I'm like, absolutely not.
Oh, that's what it was.
And then it was, do we want to just cruise? Do you want to just sail back?
Sail or motor?
Or motor. And he says about the wind, and I'm like, put that fucking motor on.
Yeah, there was not enough wind. Get us back, full throttle. We need the wind in our hair. We need to be moving. We want to have a relaxing boat day.
Right. So he's like, fair enough.
Then we're doing.
So we do.
Relaxing boat day. But remember what he was doing, though? We were doing. So this is the other thing when you have a sailboat. Yes, you will motor, but you ideally always want to be sailing because if the wind is up, you're going faster than you can motoring. These are not, you don't have like 3 motors on your sailboat.
A motor on a sailboat is like 15 horsepower or something. 20 versus like, okay, put it this way. The boat that gets you there in 45 minutes, 200.
Right.
The boat that's going to take 2 hours.
I don't even honestly know.
Let's say like it's, I don't know, let's say it's 25.
Yeah.
So even like you're saying with the wind, it's being faster.
It'll be faster. So there's different moments where then we're like, oh, we're just going to throw the sail up now because we're going to, you take every advantage, yada, yada.
Which Mimi and I would go, oh, great, we're going to have to fucking tack.
Right. But so we throw the sails up and when we're on the way back. And so we're cruising, but we're at a good speed. But when you throw the sails up, you can't, think about it. You can't just turn the wheel on a dime like you can on a powerboat. You have to be tacking and da-da-da. It's a process to get wherever you just were.
Right.
So we start talking about again, we're, this is our youth and we're like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's jump in the water. We're just cruising back. I may or may not have been stoned and I was like, yeah, I want to jump in the water. I jump in. I don't grab the line that's attached to the boat, which you need to.
Go ahead.
You need to grab the line so that way you don't. Because if you are sailing and you're sailing at a good clip, you're going to be left in the dust if you jump off the boat. I jump off the boat and they're not even sailing at like that good of a clip, but it was enough that I didn't grab the line and I couldn't catch up.
That we could jump off. We could. This would be a good time to do it.
Yeah.
But you're missing a key detail.
Oh, what did I forget?
You didn't just jump off the boat. You fucking cannonballed off that boat. So you go under, which makes it just, I say that.
Harder to get the line, harder to know where I am. I was further away.
You didn't grab the line. You go under, so you're not even seeing, you lose vision of it.
Yeah.
Right? And also, the water was chilly. Like I said, it was chilly coming up there, so it does take your breath away.
Yeah. Because it was early in the season. Yeah.
Right. So continue. Because I'm looking at you like, oh my God. Literally, as you did, you said, I'm jumping in. I'm like, great. But I didn't think you were going to freaking cannonball.
No, yeah. I was living in the moment. And so I jump in and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like trying to get to the boat. And Joe's like not hearing me and also not understanding because, he always has me in like, you're the strongest athlete. Like he thinks because I'm athletic and I can like kiteboard and whatever and learned how to do that later in life that I'm like him, that I'm like a freaking, water polo player that I can sit there and swim for 10 hours. No, I can't. That's like the specific skill that he has mastered, you know? So he's not like realizing, like, I cannot swim to catch up to this fucking boat right now. And he's not processing it.
God.
And he's not understanding that I'm saying, you got to turn around. You have to like cut the
like,
sails, put the motor on, just turn around. I'm like, Joe.
And Joe so finally, saying to me though, sitting there and me, and I'm like, oh God, because I'm thinking, I'm not going to tell him that we just smoked. Like, that's right.
Like,
he didn't also see you cannonball.
Yeah, he's not processing.
And then would have been like,
the whole
why did
thing. Why'd she do that? Yeah.
But he's like, what is she doing? Why is she like being serious? And I go, yeah, like she needs help.
She needs help.
Mara's like, yeah, like.
Yeah, and slows again. So he's like trying to process what's happening because again, he doesn't know that we smoked. He couldn't see that I cannonballed. Yada yada. I end up having to scream for help, so that way it was understood. So I said,
you're like,
"Help me!"
You're like, I need help.
I said, "I need help." And so next thing you know, our friend, we're going to call him for this episode. We're going to call him Mitch. Our friend Mitch rips off his sunglasses, rips off his shirt, literally lifeguard style, in 2 seconds, dives in the water, swims out, gets to me, hottest fucking thing. Like literally Stacey, who is at this, Stacey, me, we are all, of course, and we're friends with him. So we're dying laughing. We're hysterical afterwards.
Like you said earlier, if you didn't watch the Baywatch episode, obviously we have a love for Baywatch and the specific move. If you watch Baywatch, they're always standing on the side of the elbow and the dive.
He literally does this.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, the dive, the shirt's off, the glasses are off.
And let me tell you, Mitch is attractive.
Like, oh, he was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And JD standing there with, he had to steer the boat. I looked at JD and I said, did you see that? Oh my God, he's a hero.
He's a hero.
He just saved your wife.
Only time I've always been, if you go back and listen to the lifeguard episode, God. I've been the saver. It was the first time and only time I've ever been saved.
You were the victim.
I was the victim.
And he swam you
granted,
to the boat.
I do want, before people...
He swam you back.
He swam me back, but here's the thing. Yes, he did, but it wasn't like I couldn't fucking swim. You were gasping.
He wrapped his arms around you.
Because I was stoned.
I did. It was like Baywatch. Morgan's like, Thank you. I'm kidding.
But I will say the reason, now I need you to fully understand. The reason I yelled for help wasn't because I was going to drown. I know, flip over and just float, but I needed him to understand.
No, like come back and get me.
That he was not processing and not understanding. I needed him to come back and get me.
Because he was like, kick it in, like swim.
Kick it in, swim. And I was like, I can't. It's going too fast. The boat's going too fast.
And again, because you submerged, it really was too, you came up going... the gasp.
The gasp. You're right.
So cold.
I'm having the flashback to my lungs were shocked. And so then it was like I lost my breath and my muscles were trying to kick at the same time.
It can happen like that.
It can happen like that. I should have had a life jacket on. That would have made it a lot more fun, which is something that I never would do. Now as a mom, I would never jump in like that and have a life jacket on.
Right. Never. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like even I was thinking that too. Even like jumping in off our boat and the boat was moving.
Why would I ever do that?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I don't know.
But thank God Mitch was there. Jumped in, ripped his shirt off.
It was just like, it was the Mitch Buchanan moment. It was thank God it ended safely, but it definitely was a fun memory. It was the only regatta I've participated in. It's probably the last. I think that made me go, I'm a powerboat girl. Give me to St. Mike's at 45.
Unless, I wouldn't say our last because there's an opportunity to network. There can be a lot of regattas where it's an opportunity to network.
Something with a shorter distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be the girl that says if the wind's up, great.
Exactly.
If it's not,
that's what it is. You see, if the wind's up, it's not about the distance even. If
then I'm saying,
up,
JD, get back up.
How fast are we getting there?
But now you'll have Angel. He takes my spot.
Exactly. Angel's perfect.
He'll be the perfect little tacker.
Oh my God.
He's nimble. That's also the thing too. Like we were joking about the powerboat. I'm a powerboat girl. Just
water girl. Yes. So you guys have heard about Water Girl. Water Girl is a powerboat. Hello Mary Lou was the original name of my boat when we bought it from the former owner.
So look up her times. Look up her race sheet.
I'm dead. But I say that because your boat name is Water Girl. You're getting to name your boat because that boat was never raced.
Right.
We adopted our boat name because our boat was a racing boat, J30, and it did well. And so it's a jinx to rename a boat that's right, has a good speed and is known to do well. So you can put a little tweak on it so that now it's your boat, but you wouldn't completely change the name. So we dropped the hello and just called it Mary. Or no, I'm sorry. It was the other way around. Oh my gosh, what am I thinking? It was the other way around. it was called Mary Lou because the guy's wife, I think, was Mary Lou, or his mom or something like that. And we added Hello Mary Lou, and there's a song that goes like this. It's literally from like the 40s. Hello Mary Lou, I love you, da 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 da. Like literally Google it. It's hysterical. But so that would be our thing. We would like play that song.
But you put it on because it was bad luck to change the name, but you needed to add the new name because you can't take over their times. Like
no, it has nothing to do with that. It's all about the respect of the name, and you don't want to jinx yourself and change.
Well, why didn't
name.
you just keep it Mary Lou?
Because we wanted to make it our own.
Oh, okay.
So then
got you.
Now they know it's not Mary Lou, it's our boat. It's a different boat,
it's
different
Hello
captain. So we changed
Mary
it to
Lou.
Hello Mary Lou. So so people call us like HML and stuff. But yeah, that's why it's like,
it's a scene. If you ever are in the boating world community, or if you are interested about it, a great way to get introduced is, this is what's so fun. We've talked this before about Annapolis and their seasons, but so as summer winds down, of course, people will still be on the water until January.
Oh, through January, because you can sail.
Right.
You sail all winter long.
Right. But like in terms of the seasons of people coming down to
and
Annapolis,
a lot of events,
then it becomes more like festival event season. And so fall kicks off the boat show season.
Yep, boat show.
First weekend of October this year is the Annapolis Powerboat Show.
Yep.
And it's a real scene. I mean, it's like, also just, first of all, the setup of it is downtown Annapolis, where they have like Eagle Alley, right? Mm-hmm. Is this little waterway of all these boats. And they cover that with floating docks. So it's just tons of boat vendors that they bring in on these boats. But it's not just boats. You've got food vendors, craft vendors, little gifts, and artisan. It's like a craft show meets boat show.
Think of anything that's connected to a boat. So like there will be people there that are going to do like lessons, or you literally do, what is it when you
charters?
A charter, the charters,
or even like sunglasses.
They would say
uniforms
all the clothing,
for your crew,
or different ropes, like anything that you can think of.
Captain Sandy came to you.
Motors, Captain Sandy, right, from Bravo. So like there's just anything connected to a boat, whether it's the Powerboat show or the Sailboat, they have all vendors related to that. And then there's food, and then the town's just super busy. And Annapolis,
and there's drinking. You're drinking in there, so you're walking around. And
you're drinking in the show. It's an outdoor event that's connected to.
You're not going sober.
No, what's called Eagle Alley, and that's all bars.
There's bars, and
I mean, you can go sober. There's plenty of. It's a family event,
totally.
For sure.
But I mean, it's a fun thing. But it's also
it's a very social
you can make it
fun
what
thing.
You want
What you want it to be.
But I will say. So it's funny because we talk about the powerboat and the sailboat. Truthfully, yes, I'm a powerboat girl by convenience. I like instant results.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of work.
Right.
The vibe, I'm more of a sailor. And I say that and I see that when I have gone to the Annapolis Sailboat Show.
Yeah.
Hot. If you are single.
Yeah, that's where to go.
There were a lot. You were single and I don't know how the men I'm speaking about the men in particular. Hot. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of height.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they're athletic. You have to be athletic. And because a lot of these,
I'm just
saying, a lot of the pro sailors will come
be.
through.
Yeah.
So there's this sailboat community that all of these races are taken very seriously. And you might have like a full-time job and be a pro sailor, or you might actually, that's your full-time job. But so these people are working out to, look up the Olympics, it's the same thing.
And it's the age group.
The age group is very wide. It will be, it will be
hot.
young to, you'll be 20s through 60 of all these people that are, and a lot of, yes.
Good looking guys from all ages.
And they're very good with their hands there, because you have to be able to, I'm serious, you have to be able to like fix things.
Crank.
And you have to understand it's all these things that you're just like making it up on the fly half the time.
Let's also be real too. And this is more me, like, especially because if it's something that I can't do, I think it's very hot. Like,
right.
Where it's like, you have to be really coordinated, or you have to do this thing, or it takes extra, like, that's just that, like, testosterone masculine, And so I'm like, let your imagination wander when you're walking around, having your vibrations you're not having your libations at the Sailboat show. You maybe had it before.
You had it before.
Have those libations before you go down.
Yeah.
Walk around, take in the sights.
Yeah, take an edible before you go.
And
oh my God.
I don't think you're going to be upset that you did. And Sailboat show is the weekend of October 10th this year.
So. Yes.
10th through the 14th.
Yes.
We'll include that in the show notes too of the links because you have to buy tickets to go.
We should make sure to get some content down there this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Because it'll be entertaining for you guys.
But maybe that's what we should do too, because I remember of tips if you're going down.
Oh, yes. We should give people, because we are saying, come through. It's fun. It's literally right downtown. So even if you're not someone that's like interested at all, you can go do something else.
Ooh, you can park at Eastport Elementary if you get there early. That's a big fundraiser for them. They do the parking cars. You have to pay to park because it will be hard for you to get. If you don't have a friend down here, DM us and we'll give you, if you're coming down, DM us and we'll give you a parking spot.
Give you parking spots, exactly. But if you do come and this is your first timer, we should give some tips because let us explain exactly when we're just saying boat show. What this is, like Stacey said, when they build this massive floating dock and then all of these boats pull up. So the show is literally, think of a car show. It's the same thing. It allows for people to come and look at different boats, see what they would want to buy, see what they would want to take I keep forgetting what that word is. If they want to do a charter, they want to do a charter or like what they want to, yada, yada. Some people are just doing it because it's something to do, and it's just like car shows. Just I want to go see the different boats,
and it is really cool.
And they'll bring in those cool like that boat from Baltimore. What's it called? Pride of Baltimore. Just to let people see
you're walking around yachts.
Yes, you're walking around these massive, huge yachts that you would like never get to see. Literally the same thing that you're seeing on TV,
right?
And so, but you're getting on and off these boats, and so you can't wear shoes on them. That has to stay clean. Sometimes these aren't just boats that are for sale. Sometimes it's just boats someone owns the boat and they've been asked, hey, can we use your boat to show your boat? And if someone wants to buy it, so you have to keep the boat nice. Like you're not trying to let people just walk through it. So you have to take your shoes off. So you either need to make sure you have a pedicure, your toes are not nasty, or have socks.
Yeah. It's just and
definitely do slip-ons.
Yeah. It's like the pro tip is if you go to someone's house that you can't wear shoes inside, and you're like, ooh, I'm wearing socks with holes in it.
Yes.
So we're giving you a heads up. I would
Fresh
you don't have to come let me put on dock sliders and Sperry's.
No.
But wearing boots that you have to tie up. I think that you are going to be walking in and out of homes back to back. Every boat you get on, you have to take your shoes off, put them on. So,
like a Birkenstock
that slides on a slip on, a Van, a Converse.
Exactly.
Just a shoe you could easily get on and off. And same thing if you're bringing kids, because it is a family
friendly
event.
Yeah.
So same, the kids, if they're in a croc or a...
Have a hat, sunblock. You can also buy all those things here.
Yeah.
But
it's a good time.
It's a good time.
And there's something for everybody. Seriously, there's tons of vendors. There's a lot of food and all of that. But it also is really cool that you do get to walk on all these boats and see it's just something you wouldn't get up close to. And who knows, maybe you'll walk away with one.
Well, and the other thing is too, so the people that are working the events, so we Airbnb our house to people that now this will be their second year because they work the boat show, same group. They're great. Cool. Yeah. And so they work the boat shows. So these are people that not only do sail, but they're also working. So it's also, I'm sorry, talk about daddy gang. Y'all want to have some fun with just some random, someone who's coming into town. If you're in DC,
actually,
daddy gang, you should absolutely come into town for the Sailboat show and have a good time.
No, yeah, Morgan's now calling out Alex Cooper's following.
Why not tell you do it?
Daddy gang.
Get down there.
If you're a single person and you want to see some, it's a great time because, like she's saying, there's a lot of different people that are in town and transient. So that's always fun.
Yeah, it's a great time. And there's a lot. We got great restaurants, all the things, and it's.
So anyway, that'll be a fun episode upcoming.
Yeah, we'll keep y'all. We'll try and again, we have issues with social media. We'll try and do some content to remind y'all it's coming up. Have a good time. Think of us when you're out there sailing, or turn it on your powerboat like Water Girl.
And if you're not, seriously, the Sailboat show and the Powerboat show, they welcome you.
Oh yeah, welcome. It's a welcoming vibe.
Great weekend to come down.
Well, Divas,
Water Girls.
Water Girls.
Review us, share us with at least 2 people. And remember, if you share us and can show proof that you shared it with 3 people, you get a parking spot.
And also this week's shout out is to Megan and Duffy. Thank you all for your support. We've seen your shout outs. We've seen you sharing us.
Love you.
Divas,
Bye, y'all.